Most people spend weeks creating an ebook. I created mine in under 9 minutes while I had my morning coffee using AI. Let's talk about this. Hey, this is Neil Napier, the Stoic Entrepreneur, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through my process of how I was able to go from a vague idea to a full ebook in under 9 minutes while I enjoyed my morning coffee. Now, just so you know, this is something that I know a little bit about, and I'm going to explain to you how I use my ideas to lead and guide AI to give me something that is usable out of the box. And then I'm going to show you how to do that for yourself, even if you don't actually have any clarity on what it is you want to create. So let's get into it. Just so you know that the final ebook that we got out of it, and this is not yet formatted, is 99 pages. And again, this is like fairly simple basic font. There are no images. I can insert them in a little bit as well. But this is 99 pages of pure actionable content. Don't look into what this table of content says. It's really not relevant. In fact, let me introduce a new table of content, and I'm going to walk you through how I created all of this in just a few minutes. There we go. Let's add a new table of content. And that's about 102 pages, of course, with the new table of content. So this is what I did. Now, I've used ChatGPT quite extensively, so it knows a lot about what I do in my business and my core strengths. So I asked ChatGPT to go ahead and give me some ideas of content I can create around my expertise that I could utilize in teaching people about how I do certain parts of my business. And it gave me about 10 different ideas, and some of them are video training, some of them actually can be ebooks as well. This one in particular was an ebook. So this idea was fairly standard. The idea was AI automation blueprint for busy entrepreneurs. I mean, it's kind of vague if you think about it, because it's saying create a step-by-step guide to setting up your first AI automation in the 60 minutes, no tech skills required. Now, this idea comes from very recent training that I've done on this topic. I was actually promoting an offer around this topic, so I created an entire webinar presentation. And so that's why it gave me this idea, which, to be honest, I think it's a little bit vague. So this is where I had to direct it. But again, I had just woken up, hadn't even started my morning coffee. So I thought, I'm kind of out of ideas right now. Just tell me what you think is best. So I said, okay, go ahead and outline some of the ideas for me based on this. So one of them was AI content repurposing engine. Now, about a year ago, I've done very extensive training on this idea, and I know this idea inside out. Then another one was weekly business snapshot automation. Another one was AI powered cold outreach blueprint. Then AI assistant for client onboarding and 365 days of content delivery. And it gave me a final recommendation on AI content repurposing engine. Now, just so you know, I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 for this. It's not the best one, but it's a quick one for me to just flesh out ideas. And 4.0 is the one I found to remember my history the best. So if I want to take something from my past, I use 4.0 because it basically allows me to take all the knowledge that I have in the system and utilize that to create something. So that was a fairly simple idea. Okay, let's go and let's go and work on one of these ideas, which was going to be now AI content repurposing engine. Now, I want to tell you this. There's something funny I found about prompt engineering, as a lot of AI tech bros call it. And they said, oh, you have to get really good at AI prompt engineering, like you have to be good at talking to AI. I mean, honestly, it's simple, basic communication. It's the same thing I teach my 6-year-old. If you want something, you have to ask for it. You have to be as specific as you can. You have to be as clear and concise as you can. And ChatGPT is no different. In fact, I hate typing so much. I actually just got this injury playing sports. I hate typing so much is that I just talk to AI. And I talk to AI as if it's a real person. So I would explain it, everything that's on my mind. I'd give it a brain dump and let it classify it, let it create something out of it. That's exactly what I did in this case as well. I said, okay, yeah, let's double down on AI content repurposing engine then. So that could be our guide so that we can offer it to people. So let's go ahead and start outlining the chapters. And again, all this is based on what it already knows about me. And I'm going to show you examples of that in just a second. But I'm asking ChatGPT to take my entire history and turn that into a guide outline that I can create. And look what it came out. So it updated the same memory. So it basically used the same memory as well. And then it came up with this. I target solopreneurs a lot, so it covered that too. Then I always talk about Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule. It covered that as well. And 1 blog to 30 posts is what Content Gorilla does. I mean, this is in fact the feature that we had 2 years ago. So I remembered that as well. And I want to show you a few more things. I've been promoting an offer called Ops recently, so it's taking that into account as well. I've been using Claude a lot, and I'll show you how I use that in this case. And let me show you a few other things as well, which is relevant to kind of what I'm doing. So again, I want to show you this is not just generic advice anymore. This is based on what I already do. Some of it is, of course, broader advice, which is good. And then you've got like the platform. So I always talk about these platforms that it's referring to as well, which are LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I think Facebook is missing, but otherwise it's quite there. And then again, like Ops and N10 are two big platforms that I talk about for automations. So it's talking about that too, and then giving me ideas of appendix and bonus as well. So this is good. Now, I was happy with this because this is the kind of outline that I wanted. Personally, I prefer ChatGPT for kind of brainstorming and idea creation because I think ChatGPT I find is more, I want to say the word human, but it's a bit more like in line with my thoughts that way. And that's what it gave me in the end. So that was really good. But then I wanted to switch over to Claude. And the reason why I wanted to switch over to Claude is ChatGPT sucks at long form content. Like it is absolutely terrible at long form content. Even the O3 and O4, 4 mini, O4 mini that I found that I've used. The problem is that ChatGPT is able to kind of work with you in tandem and help you brainstorm and give you a really good partner. But when it comes to actually creating written form content, Claude is the best. Like without a doubt, Claude is the best. So that's what I use. I copied the whole thing and I went to Claude and I basically said to Claude, hey, look, this is an ebook idea that I'm working on. I need your help to create it. Each chapter should be about 3 to 4 pages long. Like aim at that. Of course, we can trim it down later if you want, but this is the entire thing. Go do your thing. And I also asked it to do some research. Like, let me just show you this. Please create an ebook based on this outline. Spend as much time as you need to research steps to get this done right. If I wanted it to be even better, I could ask it to do deep research, right? And now it would really get some statistics out. It would build up the problem really well, and the ebook would be even better, I'd say. But I just wanted to see what it comes out with here. And it's like writing. There were about 10 chapters and an appendix and bonus. So like typically I'd expect like 40, 45, 50 pages in max, but it actually gave me something more because of the research that it did. So let me show you this. So it went through this thought process. It was substantial request, as I said, for creating an ebook with multiple chapters. And this is a complex project. So Claude is really good at that. Claude 4 is really good at breaking down a complex project into multiple steps. So that's what it did. And basically after that, it started writing. It was first researching as well. So it was looking at potential tools. It was looking at content repurposing strategy. It was comparing Zapier and Make.com and Ops as well as something that I said I've been talking about recently and all these things. And based on this research, it started writing. Now, the ebook wasn't completed in one go. I had to hit continue once, but it was able to create the entire thing. Just to show you this. So plotted course to complete ebook chapter systematically. So again, it kind of works by itself to give you what you need. So it says there's 50 pages, but honestly, when I put it into Google Docs, it was like 99 pages and more with index. Core chapters are included, practical resources. So it kind of reports back to you, which is really good. I like about Claude is that Claude tells you, okay, this is what I've done, just so you know. Here's a case study. Here's some examples from other companies, ROI calculation, everything else as well. So this is really, really good. And honestly, this is now ready for me to turn into a guide that I can sell to people as well for just like 27 bucks or even $7 just to get their foot through the door, and I can then upsell them to other things. But let me show you the content here and I'll let you be the judge of how it looks. So why consistent content equals consistent clients? This is basically taking stuff from before, from the index, and I'm just going to randomly jump to another page. Let's see what's that about. It's giving me actual prompts, right? So let's go further up. Let me go further up here. Google Doc template for content repurposing. Create this template and let me go full screen and duplicate this for each content piece. So content repurposing tracker, content title, source, date, created, original content. You can post original content here. And AI analysis, like what are the main things that it gives you based on the prompts that it's given you, best codes, data points, actionable takeaways, all those things. Had LinkedIn carousel stuff, all of this. And then they're the actual prompts like content analysis. Act as a content strategist, analyze this content, provide a repurposing strategy. So 5 key themes and topics. So you can I can literally copy paste this for anything and I can get exactly what I want, right? In every case, it will give me we don't need a content strategist anymore. We don't need a content creator anymore. This is it. why this is how good AI has gotten. And again, I prefer Claude to do all of that. So now I've got a 99-page ebook or a 100-page ebook that, like I said, I could literally sell, but I'm going to give this away because, hey, why not? I love my customers. And if you want this, actually, I can link this to you at the bottom of this video. Just let me know. Do note, I'm going to have to format this a little bit. So while you get it, the formatting, if you get it immediately, formatting might not be great, but in a few days, I'll have someone go through it and make sure it all reads really, really well, including like a cover. Now, let's talk about imagery for a second. So ChatGPT is actually really, really good at imagery. And I covered that in a different video, how to create images using ChatGPT. But I'll do another video about creating images accompanying your ebooks that you create, because I still have to do that. So I want to do that a little bit, and then I want to show examples of that too. But I'll tell you this. If you want to create your own ebook, if you want to create your own training, the process is actually quite simple. If you have an idea of what you already want, perfect. Like, that is great. But if you don't, it doesn't hurt to do a little bit more deep research using tools like Perplexity, Claude, or ChatGPT. So let me open up Perplexity, for example. That's another one I use. Let me go here, perplexity.ai. And here I can do deep research. I really, really like the deep research. So let's say if I wanted to create, I'm just going to search for what's trending right now. And I'll pick something that I have no idea about. So I'll pick something, let's say, in the US, because that's, again, what most people are interested in. United States. And we'll go for something here. Napier, Graham Thunberg, Tony winners. Let's go for a few more. Okay. Carry Young American. All this is fine, but it's also making me think that it's nothing that I could create training on. Okay. Well, there you go. There was one, like earthquake training, earthquake near me, right? So I guess there was an earthquake somewhere. So how about we create a guide on like being safe during an earthquake, right? So I'm going to go to Perplexity. So I'm just kind of showing you how I brainstorm. And again, you can use ChatGPT too, but now we're going to do some deep research. ChatGPT deep research is really, really good, but Perplexity is faster. So I want to use Perplexity in this case. And you know what? I'll use ChatGPT as well. We'll compare the results of both of them and see what that comes out with. So let me go ahead and record, go voice to text, and I'm going to do that right now. Hey, so I'm looking to create a guide for people on what to do in the times of earthquake. I want to give this guide away for free, but basically I want to show people, give them actionable things, steps that they can do in case of an earthquake so that they're able to protect themselves, protect their belongings, that sort of thing. Could you help me do some research about best resources around this topic? And based on that research, we're going to create a plan for an ebook. And for now, yeah, just do some deep research. Ask me questions if you have to before you begin. And let's work on this together. Okay, I say that because I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I said, this is a very, very new topic for me. But let's go ahead and create that. So I'm going to, again, do this. And I'm going to say research. So it's going to do some deep research for me. Let me just check. It's the same one. Search the web. Yeah, deep research. Let's try this. And I'll go back to Perplexity. Okay, Perplexity is doing some research. It's reading basically all these sites, which is good. It's doing its thing. Let's see what ChatGPT is doing. Okay, ChatGPT has asked me more questions, which is fine. So I'm going to answer some of those questions in audio format as well. Give me 1 second. I'll do that now. Okay, so my target audience is basically families with kids typically living in big cities. So like New York, London, Paris, that sort of thing. Number 2, do you want the guide to be globally relevant? I would like to focus on the US, so bigger cities in the US, and especially those that are prone to earthquakes. Number 3, should the guide include both preparation steps and actions to take? Yes, it should. Number 4, would you like coverage on topics like emergency kits? Yes, I would. And I would also like you to include details of official sites where they can read more about these things, because that's going to legitimize this guide that I create. So again, you can already see the differences between like ChatGPT and Perplexity, because ChatGPT is asking me all these questions, so it's able to keep it on point. And let's look at what Perplexity is doing. It's doing all this research itself. Like you can see, it's researching already in depth. What I'll do now is I'll kind of pause this and I'll bring you back when this is done. It might take a few minutes, but again, we're going through this process where once we have this research, knowing nothing about this topic, we're going to start creating an outline. And again, we'll go back to Claude to create an entire ebook out of this as well. So it's nothing new or strange to use multiple tools to create stuff. I think where people go wrong is when they're only trying to do I think where people go wrong is when they're only trying to use one tool to do everything, because one tool is not good at everything. So it's good to compare different tools. It's good to try different things and see how that works out for you, because you might find someone really good at research, someone really good at content, and that way you can combine everything together. So let me circle back once ChatGPT has finished his research, once Perplexity has finished his research, and then I will continue with these steps of creating an ebook and do that. Let me show you something actually. Just now, Perplexity and it's popped up with something. So I'd be happy to help you create a comprehensive earthquake safety guide. This is a valuable public project. Before I dive in, I have a few questions. There you go. Actually, same questions, similar questions. So let me just see. Okay, now it's given me some points already that I can probably use. Okay, which is really good. So again, I recommend structuring around the established 7-step framework while emphasizing actual practical steps. Okay, let's do that. And to answer your questions, number one, I'm targeting families living in typically urban areas with kids. Number two, I'm typically targeting bigger cities in the US. So, say, yeah, New York, any place in California, places that are more likely to be affected by these earthquakes. And I would prefer a comprehensive manual with detailed preparations. I'd appreciate it for now. You can give me just an outline. I don't need an ebook just yet. I just need an outline. Okay. So we'll let us do its thing. Let's go back to ChatGPT. It's still researching. I mean, ChatGPT research does take longer. So that is good. I want to point out what are the ethical concerns here as well, because this is something that will come up and you're going to have to answer for yourself. And that ethical concern is, should you really be creating this guide on earthquake safety if you know nothing about earthquake safety? I'd argue that it depends, right? Depends on what your goals are with this. Depends on what you intend to do. If you present yourself as an earthquake expert and that's why you're creating this, that's wrong. That's false. But what you can say is, what you can present this is, I've done extensive research and this is what I've come up with as basically steps and things that you should do. So I'm giving this guide to you. So in that case, it's okay to go back and tell people very openly, like, this is something that I've researched and I'm presenting to you. Please always check in with the organizations that we've listed in the guide so that you can basically get the best care that you need in those times. So that is very, very important. But of course, these days when knowledge itself is becoming very easily accessible, you might say, okay, why do we even need these ebooks now? Because someone can go ahead and do the same thing on Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, or can they? Like my parents, for example, are nearly 70. I don't think they're going to jump into multiple tools to try and figure out what to do. And with a lot of these things, people still need that knowledge at the time that they need it. So it is good for you to give it to them in advance so they have it, they can use it, because if you give it too late, they're going to suffer because of that. And if they don't get it at all, obviously they're going to suffer because of that as well. So it is okay to go out there and give this information to them in advance. Let me circle back and go to Perplexity and I'll show you like right now. Okay, so here we are. Here's the structure outline for your urban family earthquake safety guide, synthesized from authoritative sources and tailored for families and children in high-risk US cities. There you go. And I think, let me just see, where are all the sources? Let me just check, because it's giving me all these links, but I want to see sources as well. Okay, can you give me a list of all the sources? Okay, 1 second. Thank you for the outline. Can you please give me a link of all the sources as an output so I can just copy and paste them elsewhere as well? Done. Let's see. Okay. So this is the outline. Let's go back into this. Let's go back into Claude again, because I like that. Hey there, I need to create an ebook and I'm going to paste the outline of that ebook to you along with relevant links that can be referred to, and also paste it inside the ebook at the end as an appendix, because that would give people relevant information, that relevant links that they could refer to in the time of need. Just go copy and paste. Okay, that's done. And we'll go grab the links as well. Okay, we will now let Claude do its thing. Let's go back to ChatGPT. If it's actually finished, it's still researching. That's okay. Like I said, it just takes time. I'll just let it do its thing. So now it's creating an ebook. There you go. A comprehensive guide for city families, understanding urban earthquake risks, and it's writing everything. So it again gives context in the beginning, gives introduction, and it's going to hopefully finish with a conclusion. That's it. I'll leave it at that. You don't need to sit and watch the whole ebook being written in front of you. But this is as simple as it gets. This is easy as it gets. And I think That to me is really, really impactful, right? Because you could literally pump out new information on demand. You'd be in a place where you're able to essentially add a lot of value to this and be able to create your own sort of frameworks and ideas and ebooks that are going to set you apart from others. I mean, a lot of people I know are taking stuff like this, putting it up on Amazon. And even if one of these brings you like one sale a day, that's moving you many, many steps forward. So try this out. If you have any questions, you can ask underneath in the video and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks.